Rightio, so let's get into it. Fish number one, and it's a 40 centimeter fish. It's my opinion that they're going to be really well with any of the bread and butter species. Straight away, how's that? A little bit out of my comfort zone here. Get away from it. I wind up the slack. I take a small bite, and then I put it back down. Man, this thing is turning my kayak around. I guess that puts you and I on a level playing field if you haven't used these lures before. It has SlimSwims in there as well. So righto, so it's the first lure challenge video and I am pumped. They say lures are designed to do two things at a tackle store, either catch a fisherman and get purchased or catch fish. Now, I don't know if that's particularly true, but I can say that I've spent thousands and thousands on trying to find lures that work, that catch fish. I can tell you that some work better for me than others, but today, if I can help you save some coin, well, that's tops. Now, I remember walking into BCF when I was trying to get back into fishing and I was inundated and amazed. The arena had changed. There was a wall of lures from one side to the other. I remember asking for help and the help I got was nothing. The person was basically an empty vessel and I may as well have been helping myself. They ended up turning around and walking away while I was kind of mid-sentence, which was a bit disheartening. So some of the lures that I'm about to use, I've never used before. Anyway, I'm gonna launch. Let's go through the lures. So there it is, 200 bucks worth of the best tournament lures out there for black bream. And automatically I've got a bunch that I have used before that are jumping out at me that I am 100% happy about. So let's go through the lures. Now the first and foremost is the motor oil grub. You don't really need to talk about it that much. That is going to catch fish every single day of the week out there. So that is going up there. Right, next we've got the motor oil SlimSwim, similar to the 2.5 inch motor oil that I've already hung up there, but the SlimSwim mimics the bait fish profile. It is a killer. The paddle tail on the back gives it a really nice action and the thing just catches fish. Personal favorite of mine when I started tournament fishing. Bent minnow. Right, so this bad boy is a favorite amongst anglers, period. It is a fun lure. Now, it is an expensive lure, but it is expensive because the action is great. For black brim, I can tell you it is in the middle of winter at the moment, and it's going to be tough to catch those guys on. So I'm going to reserve the right to hold that for a period of time. This will catch black brim without a doubt through the summer periods, and the black brim absolutely love it. I know, I can attest to that. Top, I love that lure. So we have a range of minnows here. Some that I actually have not used before. That color with the orange belly, silver side that's glossing ever so slightly, a rainbow type of silver with a black top, kills it. That bad boy, shallow diver, it is suspending, is going to be really good. Now, let's have a look at the Lucky Craft. Oh, look at you. That is the ever famous flash minnow in the ghost shrimp color. That bad boy is going to grab some fish. We've got the Berkeley 3B crank. Let's have a look. It's the Puppy Dog 45. Nice pearl shrimp color with the vertical stripes on it, pink face to it, so that actually looks kind of nice as well. That's going to crank well. Again, similar bait fish profile to the ones that I'm throwing up on the board already, so confident that that bad boy is going to grab a fish. Now, speaking of classics, speaking of big dogs in the brim scene, particularly brim, big brim and flathead, is the Daiwa double clutch. I've sat at the front of a weigh-in before while everyone else has weighed in, and I've got half an hour left on a flat and just upgraded my entire bag using this exact model. I really like it. 75 mil, 5 gram. That's it. So the last of what looks like the minnow hard bodies is the MW62F. It's the Echo Gear twitch bait. Now, this bad boy is a bit of a silver one. I used this in that color in Tassie and got a donkey load of fish in it. I have a lot of confidence in this lure. It's got that flashy color to it, so it's quite pretty, if that makes sense. Let me get that in focus. Yeah, it's quite pretty. Like the double clutch in its popularity, the VX35. I love this lure. Now, this is the black lure. It's got the spots down the side with the orange bottom. I I will throw a VX35 most days in the deep. So I've got a pack of TT lure Jigheads that obviously goes with the Z-Mans there. Now he's given me a 112, which is a good black rim weight. I rate that. I can fish it deep. I can fish this bad boy shallow. And he's got it in a 1L, so L being for the light gauge. Right, so the last one that's sitting here probably needs no introduction. It is the Cranker Crab, Aussie made by Steersy down in Tassie, and of course it's going to be in this pack. It's probably in the yellowfin pack as well. If it's not, it should be. But he's given me the olive colour in the heavy 5.9 gram weight. That bad boy is dead. So we're going to start with the Z-Man Grub, like I mentioned before. Z-Man Grub, there it is. Here's the TT Lures 112 jig head. The way I start, I measure them up just for practice. Okay, this is going to come out that bottom ring, and I hold it straight, and I try and go through as quickly as possible. Less chance of me getting it wrong, but that technique seems to work okay for me. So through the center of the top, and then I come down the seam, if you like, straight out the bottom, bang. And then I pull it up. Now that is about a 90%, 95% job. Straight in, yes, I've had a bit of practice, but I think the thing that will turn, that makes it turn and go all squiggly and gross, is a bit of hesitation. So if you line it up right the first time and just go bang, no problems at all. So let's give this bad boy a go. You can see behind me, that is the edge I'm going to hit. Straight away, how's that? First cast on the grub. I've got a little bit of nana drag going on. A little brimbar. She's a good one. She is a good one. Right. So I'll bring you around so you can have a look with me. But this is the first cast of the morning, first fish of the morning. Big chunker. Look at it. I guess that's a tale for a Z-Man Grub, right? I said to you earlier that the Z-Man Grub is like, is a bit of a known. So let's get the ruler out. There's the grub in its mouth. Bang. Questions. See, note the size of my hand versus the size of the fish, the size of the grub. It's a nice long fish, it's not exactly thick. That is a 40 centimeter tipped fish, 36.5 to the fork. First fish of the morning. How good is that? Vision.com.au, Adam Costa. Fish number one, and it's a 40 centimeter fish. How crazy is that? Man, that feels good to do that. All right, cool. You know what, I was thinking about going to other lures now that I've got that off the first cast, and like maybe trying to prove that I can get lures, but I actually just like fishing, so I'm totally just gonna keep using it. Just cast the entrance there, taking up the slack, and I'm winding in a little bit. Boom, it's on the bottom, hop. It's on the bottom again, 1, 2. Plop on the bottom, 1, 2. Slow hops. You'll notice it's a really still morning, so I'm not forced to work it too hard. So that is the technique I'm using. On the bottom, wind the slack up, hop, hop. Here we go. Yes. Get away from the snag, mate. Get away from it. I can see you trying to get into it. No. No. Bugger, you bugger. Alright, he's come to the kayak. That's good. Take him out. We're in 15 foot now. Man, he's a cranky one. proper cranky. There we go. Proper cranky. Not even like he's a good fish, but Jesus Christ. Low 30s or so, but man, he was cranky. Right, let's have a look at the actual measurement here. So he's going to be 30 to the fork. No, 31 to the fork, to the tip, 30, 35, just short of 35, a couple mil short. Tiny little bag filler. Man, he was not happy at all. I felt him take it, I felt that tick. I looked at you, I smiled, I set the hook, bang. How good is that? Love it, love it, love it. Number 2 for the morning. Ooh, ow, ooh. Says as he gets the hook stuck in his foot. Now I've just got bitten off again. Now these fish seem to be going for that motor oil Grubs colour at the moment. So I am going to put the other rods down and start working this bad boy. There's not a lot of fish up on the surface. There is zero surface activity, and I've pedaled across some shallows and there's no fish on the shallows. So that means that they're on that first drop off. There's no fish up on these snags either, and I'm sounding them a little bit deeper. So high points there. Those shallow running divers are a no-go, at least for this fish in this area today. I'm going to keep on throwing the Grubs, mate, because I'm having a fair bit of fun with them. Here's a bit of footage with Prikey last week, and he and I were getting into them in a similar sort of area. Prikey was on the bloodworm. See a man in the corner of the mouth, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, good. Hey. This one doesn't like it. Yeah, clunked it too. He's like, boom! Yep. Yeah. Watch me lose it at the boat again. Yeah. Oh yeah!
That's a proper one.
That is a good boy. Right. That will do just fine, thank you very much. How big is that bad boy? Oh, with your Atomic logos all over the backside. How fun is that? I was using a bloodworm mix motor oil at that stage. So the motor oil is the one that we're going for, obviously, today. I'm going to throw this bad boy around for maybe another 5 or 6 casts, and then I'm going to swap it out for a SlimSwim and see if they are after the SlimSwim. Right, that fish has just taken it. Alright, so this bad boy is on the SlimSwim. It was 2 casts after I just turned that camera off then. Nice silver fish, not really dark this bad boy. Nice silver colour. I'll turn you around. Come on. There we go. Get in the net. There we go. Right, let's have a look. So it's probably another mid-30s fork fish. Kind of cool. Right, you can tell straight away size of the ZMAN SlimSwim on it. It doesn't have a big head, but it's got quite a long body, this bad boy. It's a beautiful specimen. Let's have a squeeze on the Hobie Fishing Ruler. Plug. Right, yeah, 34 fork. What does that make it? Probably about 37 tip. Yeah, 37.5 tip. Nice little specimen, nice beautiful colors. Good ZMAN SlimSwim. Right, so that's the second cast on the SlimSwim, and that girl has absolutely crunched it. She's not, that lure's not getting out. So that jig head's in there nicely. Questions? Nil. Done. Right. Great. There we go. Fish number 2 on the SlimSwim. Oh, another nice brimbo. She does big head shakes. Expect it to run now to the boat. I'm going to come off the drag. For a very long time, that fish did not know what was going on. So, a couple of hops off the bottom. I let the lure hit the bottom again. Line went slack and then tick, and it ran straight away. Good size little fish. Good, another nice little black brim. I tell you what, since moving down to Victoria, I'm a huge fan of the size of these brimbos that are coming out. Compared to the yellows, man, this thing is turning my kayak around ever so slowly. Look at the colours on it. Gosh, God, sort my life out with the bloody net. Oh, how good is that? Look at that fish. Yeah, how's this fish? How good is that? All right. Oh, how good is that? Oh, look at the guy. How good is that? He's got a bit of a, he's got a friend stuck to him, but I'll have a look at that in a sec. But look at that, eh? Look at that high head on it. Really gorgeous. Good little sessions on the Slimmies and the Z-Mans. Man, I gotta say, start performing today for Z-Mans, you know, it is what it is. Can't really lie about that. Now this is pretty cool, check this out. He's got a little friend stuck to his fin, right there. I'm gonna try and take it off for him, get the pliers out, but how good is this? How good is this, Victoria? Yes, Victoria. The tail, all I'm doing is lifting the rod up, and the tail just gets caught and then lofts on the way back down. No action from me really required. Have a quick squeeze at what's going on here. And that is it. I wind up the slack, I take a small bite, and then I put it back down. Now it happens a little bit more fluidly than that in real time. Then bang, it's on the bottom. It's floating back down, lots of tail action on the bottom. Well, that's my main retrieve for the SlimSwim. It is just a nice, steady retrieve. Let it hit the bottom there. 1 banana, 2 banana. I take the slack up, I lift my nose, lift the rod tip, and I drop it back down. Now it's hit the bottom again. All right, so there must be a little bit of a hole there. Took a while for it to hit the bottom. So, couple of high points I wanted to quickly revisit. Today was a Grub Z-Man / SlimSwim day, and because it was that type of day and I found them really early on that, I kept fishing them on that. Now I know I was meant to be on a boat with Prikey this episode, but you know, life happens, plans change, and he was unavailable. So next week though, we're with Nathan Dowling, another tournament guy out at Rip. He's going to be there for a few days. I'm just going to tap in for the one, but we'll look at bringing those hard bodies and that blade into point there. I'll see you next week for the hard bodies. 42 centimeters of gigantic fish.